Welcome back to Tabletop Theater. Today we have a new story and a new part of Taldore. We start. You got the wrong book there, Wooster.
Oh, sorry. My
Remember
bad.
rule number 2.
Reflex.
I have the correct book, actually.
This one? Yeah.
Well, I have the Taldore one, so.
Oh, I don't have
Yes,
that
that's
one.
the right one. No,
No, I don't have that one.
It just makes
I
it
have this
easy
one.
for me to do
I
stuff.
don't have any books here.
Okay.
On that
okay,
note-
I change it.
We start our story off. The camera opens up. There's an overview. It's a dark and cloudy night. There's lightning and thunder. It's rain pouring down. The camera is overviewing what looks to be a long stretch of road, almost like almost like a cliff. And it zooms in on a wooden caravan being pulled by many horses, like probably 6 to 8 horses, and there's 2 to 3 caravans all together. They're all heavily wooded, and they're all going against the side of the mountain, moving up. The camera pulls over just a little bit to reveal their destination of this caravan of heavily fortified wooden transportation. The camera reveals in the background tall building made of stone bricks, almost like a castle with minarets or those little things at the top. Big wood fortified entrance. The camera cuts to the interior of where these of what we were transporting. Inside you see a whole bunch of shimmying and bodies moving, heavily cloaked figures where all of their faces black, there's a black hood over everybody with rope on them. There's probably 10 people inside of this one caravan. And throughout the entire time, chains and 3 or 4 guards on the corners, heavily armed, dressed in bright blue, overlooking everyone. Crumble, crumble, crumble. One of the somebody in the front of this little caravan, they're all like, obviously now they're all prisoners, hooded figures, chained. One of them tries to move, and the guard instinctively kicks him in the ground. Stay down, we're almost there. The camera continues, cut to the exterior again, as it seems to like the horses are slowing down. You hear a loud as big doors are moved open. The clacking continues inward. We cut to a little bit forward in time where where prisoners are being released. There's guards going up to these caravans. You can hear them saying, "Be careful, we got a new batch in. This is one of the most dangerous ones so far." They open out, and little by little, they're carrying out. They're bringing out these figures. They rip off the face of one of them. He looks, and he's big, bearded, scars across his face, bald, and he's just looking. Probably humanoid with a little bit of humanoid with a bit twisted, but still pointy ears, but not elfish. They move him forward. Next prisoner, same thing. Rip off his head, revealing a grayish face, feminine in look. Scars everywhere. Same thing. Moves him across as the guards are just counting off. Looking at the description, counting off names. It's still muffled because now we cut to the next person. The camera point of view is all black as the hood is ripped off, and it's first person point of view to see what everything's going on. Now you could hear everything. Camera cuts to the person being revealed being Maya, Maya, you've just been pulled out of this caravan with prisoners. The hood has been revealed. You're still locked in chains. There's 2 guards about to escort you, and there's a guard with all in blue and gold helmets, ready to take down some details. But the camera cuts back to you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what deeds you did, what your crime is, and what you look like.
Well, I'm a dark elf druid, so most likely I got shackled due to the fact of my race, and automatically assumed I did something wrong when I was just minding my own business in a tavern as usual.
It says here you assaulted 10 people. 2 of them wound up dead, caused over 500 gold worth of damage, and one of those was a mayor's son. This was no quite mistake.
You
And
see
something about animals.
you see my skin. I'm a drow, for one. Secondly, that was the mayor's son who did all that damage, and I was trying to make sure that people lived, not died.
Tell us what else you look like. It says the Drelf. Any tattoos, hair color?
I have white hair, as white as marble. It's white as marble. I'm dark as night, but I have purple hue eyes. So I'm able to see in the day a little bit better than my normal family. I was also raised on the surface and not underneath.
Fantastic. Cut to the guard again. So you're saying you're innocent, huh? This is all just a big misunderstanding. You hear that, boys? She's innocent. It's just a big old misunderstanding. We should probably let her go, huh? Then somebody yanks a chain that's still like, you're still chained from here to here, all arms, and when they pull it, you're like instinctively pull through. The chain continues to the next person. Pulls out. Rips off this helmet, rips off the next person's mask, revealing. Booster, would you care to introduce yourself? What you look like and what your crimes are?
Under the hood reveals a blonde, long, parsley head with a beard that is more tangled than straight. A long one, clearly a dwarf with mighty moustache and a grumpy face going, "About bloody time. Can we get on with this?" And his chances are grand larceny and a cohort of Carlos the Invader.
Make sure to give this one extra security. Did he come with any weapons?
None that you could find.
Keep an eye out on him. He's one of Carlos's men. Make sure you stick him separate from the rest. They yank you like really hard, and even though you're really nice and polite, they are not in return. You get yanked difficultly, followed by the chain continues, and it's Steven.
Actually, he doesn't get yanked that hard.
Cut to.
I'm going to be holding on to him so he doesn't get yanked that hard.
All right.
He'll be yanked gently.
All right. And introducing you into the camera point of view is you. Your hands are leading him, being gently, and then somebody quickly and just says, rips off the mask over your black mask on top of you, revealing you. Describe your character and your crimes.
Well, I'm about 6'8", half orc. I've got quite a few scars, and probably more than I had at level 1. and several tattoos around over my body. More of a wolf theme to the tattoos. My eyes are brown with gold flecks, and my hair is also brown and rather long. And yeah, I pretty much did everything they accused me of in the tavern. I'm
Reckless endangerment, hurt everybody, 12 people.
but I agree, it was mostly the mayor's son's fault.
You know her? And she points, by the way, I didn't catch your guys' names. Maya?
Woosterion.
What was it?
Woosterion.
Wisterin. Would you mind changing the name
Yeah,
of the box and make
I'll
it
do
easier
that.
for me?
And Zathras.
And Zathras.
Actually, I'm
Should
gonna
I speak
change
like
that.
Zathras the whole time? No, I probably shouldn't.
And would you also mind making it easier for me by changing that little thing right here?
The thing?
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah, your name.
on your Zoom thingy, so he can
Oh.
change that. I'm gonna change.
Okay. I'm gonna have to make it big, and then I go to me, and then I go here, and here, rename.
And while that's being done, they're checking you off. Make sure to keep these three. Make sure to keep an eye on these three. And you're being led again now with the rest of them. The camera cuts to
The guards in
Wooster.
the guards take this command as keep them together so they're easy to observe.
Yes.
I thought he was going to say keep us apart, but okay, yeah, keeping us together, much better plan.
They're already like you. There's groups of chains. Like somebody like cuts you with a 3. They're already doing like different groups because they're making sure that to have no more than 3 for obvious reasons, for security reasons. Sometimes to keep you separated, sometimes to keep together. We're doing a quick montage of you being led in dark dungeons. What your backgrounds are is very much like that, all steel and stone, almost like ancient ruin was taken over and converted. This side of the mountain that was once like looks to be like an ancient dwarven stronghold has been converted into a high penitentiary, high up in the mountains prison. You're being led in through tunnels. The groups of where your cells are. These will be your cells. You're still being led as you're looking around. You're being like almost like a circular pattern going from the outside in. Once you're led through the main processing gateway, where you're handed you're unlocked. Everything's logged. They've taken down your names, your whatever possessions have been. I mean, you don't have anything much with you, but what the few things that you did have that was previously confiscated is taken away and put into a storage room. Like they're putting you in boxes, clearly marking them with your names. They continue onward, taking you to the cell, and it's cold, it's damp, it's brightly lit, and there's that constant smell of like gym sweat, socks, testosterone, bad food, bad sewage. And at almost every junction, there's at least 4 or 5 different guards watching. They take you to another area, and now here you can see clear. There's glass. You're going through an overview section of a round, rotund, circular area where you're led down these stairs into what's a general population where there's food being served. The guards have escorted or are bringing you in. We'll take you to your cells after you've had your meals. They're handing you you're put in line. You're put in line where to grab your chow, your meals, and afterward, that's it. It's just you. See this entire circular section, and there's tables made out of wood. There's guards everywhere. There's at least 5 guards up on the top that you could see circling around on there's another like set of second level where they could oversee, where they just brought you down from. there's a general population with at least 15 tables and at least 20, 25 different inmates, all dressed in like a bright orange tops, like what I'm wearing right now, which is and with letters, with symbols and letters and numbers on them. They're all they have all these different. If you can imagine, like the worst of the worst criminals, all here. You're getting your food. You're looking around. There's big guys, there's small guys, there's drows, there's different cliques, there's different clubs, and dead center is this isolated table with one young-looking person, or almost looks like a little girl, except that she has long, black, dark hair, and it's covering the entirety of her face, and she's just there eating by herself, almost by herself, nearby, and doing a constant like look around. Is a ginormous, almost a half giant, a man with a big scar. The shirt barely fits him. It's like overly stretched. Behind him, the very center of this circle, is this brick thing that moves up, covered with glass, and from there you could see what looks to be like a control center where there's guards and things looking down. The camera cuts back to you, three there with your lunch trays of food. It's a bowl with a wooden spoon. The bowl is wooden, and there's a grayish, brownish thing, soupish look with chunks of weird, let's call it meat, and maybe a piece of stale bread. The three of you are there together. What would you like to do?
Soft bread. Happy service.
Porridge sucks.
It's better than eating in front of the mayor's son.
I'd rather eat the mayor's son.
Last time I tried to eat with the mayor's son, he wanted me to pronounce chowder.
Now I get that reference. Okay.
Did you just get it too?
There's a table nearby where the three of you are led to, and you could sit there, or you could choose anywhere else. I'll leave it the details up to you.
Okay, so
We'll share in the imagination.
just to get it clear, there's in the middle of the room is a special little girl who's all by herself except for a very large person guarding her.
It's not so much the middle of the actual room, because it's all like a big old octagon, and it's big octagon, enough to like it's a ginormous area where it's general population, and it's covered, so all the guards can be like, okay, here's where everybody eats. It's a cafeteria or the gen pop is wherever they do all their shit, and in the very center is this big old like control tower.
Okay.
If you can imagine like how it is in, I'm imagining the scene from Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, where they're like, hey, you have to steal the fucking leg to get into there.
We need
like
his
that.
leg.
But between that and the surrounding all of the tables, between that and the outer walls, somewhere in the middle, there's an isolated table with a single girl.
Okay.
So my biggest thing is it just her and Maya as the only females, or is there other females in the jail?
Why don't you make a perception check? First roll of the day.
Bum, bum, bum.
Perception, not persuasion. But we'll call it a 13. So let's just or we'll call it a 21. You do a quick glance. Exactly. You glance around and you're there with the camera cuts to you as you're like carefully glancing, looking for recognition, and in your mind you can spot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's probably 1 in every 10. No, let's not call it 50. Let's say 20. Yeah, there's about 50 prisoners here. So there's about 5. So you, the little girl, and 4 others. We'll call the girl separate.
The reason I'm asking is because you said everybody's like separated into their own cliques. So that means the drow are clicked together.
If you like, if here's another thing of my style is you tell me what works best for you. You tell me what you want, and we'll figure out a way to make that happen. So if you want a table full of drows, there's a table full of drows. Why not?
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out, is because I came into accidentally being here because of like being my race. So I was going to go to the drow themselves and find out what's going on.
No problem. No worries. Wooster and Zathras, you see her separate away from you and start heading off into one direction towards to a group full of drows. And when you approach, as you approach them, it's just you with your table, and you with your tray, and you could see tables on the left, tables on the right. Everybody's like vicious and mean looking, and they're looking down at their food, and they're chomping down as quickly as possible, soaking down the bread. You approach the table. Would you like to say anything as you approach?
I'm going to say, hey, boys, is this seat taken?
Mommy?
They give you a nonverbal whatever, dude. Do what you want.
Then I'm going to go sit down with them.
Okay. Sit down with them. There's not a drow female there with you. There's just 4. There's 3 on one side, 2 on this side of the table bench, and they're drow. Some of them are bigger, some of them are pointier, but they're very much like try not to make any cause any trouble, and almost half ignoring you. Cut to you want to let's cut to Wooster and Zathras real quick and see what goes on here.
You lost her again, Wooster.
Woosterion.
Wooster for short. Yeah.
What?
We lost her again.
Who?
Maya,
Who's that?
your girlfriend.
Oh. Oh.
The drow that was sitting in front of you in the line all day.
That's why I didn't like the smell.
Oh. Let's just grab a table and eat this slop and see what happens.
Seems full. Any place with spots is the one with the creepy girl in it. Oh, we joined the other smelly elves.
There's a lone table there that's a few of them just vacated, and you could take it right now if you wanted to.
Yeah, there's one over here.
Fine.
And as you two approach to sit down, there's like a halfling, scared-looking halfling that sees you guys come up and just quickly finishes his food and then grabs his stuff and just leaves the table completely empty for you to sit down.
Must be a big bugger.
Respect. They know to get the hell out of our way.
You seem big and tough, my bad.
Okay. Out of character, how tall are you, Wooster?
Like 5 feet.
Oh, tall dwarf. Okay.
Like
He's an inch
less
taller
than
than
5
me.
feet, yeah.
He's an inch taller than me.
Yeah.
Okay, back into. I'm going to go hide again.
All right. So
When I sit down at the bench, it creaks, I'm sure.
there you go. Nice detail.
When I sit down on the bench, I have to jump a bit.
You have what?
I have to jump a bit because legs are short on a dwarf.
Oh, yes. So we have a dwarf and an orc sitting here at the table, just like doing a little conversation. The camera rotates one more time, as all the guards are just still looking, looking around. Camera rotates and focuses one more time on Maya as she's like still there, desperately like trying to grab people's attention. Head back to you. What would you like to do? You're trying to grab their attention, right?
Yeah, I was actually trying to grab their attention, trying to get them to talk to me.
All right, so look, you're new here. And you're one of us. Just keep your head keep your head down. Sometimes they let us out for exercise out in the daylight. I don't know. It's not for us, but they won't let us out at night. Keep your head down, nothing will go bad. What are you in for?
Just our normal bullshit from the surface. I walked into a tavern and the mayor's son did something stupid. I was trying to help somebody because I was getting money. And they thought I did it.
This isn't this type of prison. This is a hardened criminals. We've all killed multiple men, destroyed, helped in overturning empires, carry weird magics. The prisoners here themselves are more dangerous than anything that you'll find out there. I don't think you're who you say you are. You can't just be some innocent. They wouldn't put you here. What are you really up to?
Like I said, I came in because of our color. They don't trust us, Stroud. You know that.
Jethro, just leave her alone. Nobody needs to tell you what they're here for. If she wants to keep it to herself, let her. Fine. Miss Innocent Maya. I'm Jethro. This is Bill. That's Wondrous. And Zentro.
I know her.
And Zenu.
Nanu?
Eat your food. We only got a little bit of time here.
Okay.
And try to get out if you see the guards coming towards you, keep your head down. And you can see like that over there. And you point and you could see from down it's circular, the second level, there's a group of 5 or 6 guards coming down, and these are different. They almost aren't wearing they have like a white hat on, or like a white bandana on and blue pauldrons, but they come down and they're looking for somebody. And the same little dwarf the halfling that you had squirted off the table, because he's not sitting down eating, they go up to him and they grab him, and he's like, no, don't take me, no, I didn't do anything, wrong, you want somebody else on me, and they just like cook his mouth and they take him away.
I'm gonna go back to eating my food and listen to what the guys are saying.
What are the guards up above us armed with?
Crossbows. There's 5 crossbows on the guys above. And whatever, probably have like I don't know. Yeah, the guys above have 5 crossbows. Everybody else has, and they all have like a billy club, and they have a billy club and a couple of pole staffs. But mostly everybody's carrying billy clubs, especially down here at the bottom.
And the ones that came down, that's what I was going to ask. What about the ones?
They had no weapons on them.
Okay.
Well, I gotta
Okay.
say one thing. This place is well built. You can see the dwarven craftsmanship in here. But that wall over there was not repaired by dwarves. See, it's surrounded by limestone. It's been covered up with sandstone. Sloppy work.
Fact. Why don't you give me a perception check with advantage?
I was thinking about mason's tools.
Oh.
Technically, I don't have the tools, but that falls under the skill.
Okay.
Because it's masonry, and dwarves do have stone cutting thing. Do they in this one?
However it works, I want you to use it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll that. Now, where's my character sheet?
But because this is an ancient dwarven place, I will let you roll with advantage as well.
Okay, cool. So there's that skill. Oh well, that's a crappy roll. I got a +5 on it, but my best roll is 3.
Yeah, that's a wall.
Well, here's what you notice. Yes, there's a lot of this has been retrofitted. Without your tools or without getting a closer look, you wouldn't be able to tell. But the tower itself, that's a new addition. There, they tried to reconstruct it, but you could tell where it's soft. And besides, like there's like normal entrance doors that they have, but surrounding areas, it's different. It's like they patched it in recently, but it's it's a week. You could probably if you inspect it further, you could get more details.
It was added on afterwards, basically.
Yeah, and there might be some. You suspect, but can't confirm that there might be some weak spots.
Yeah. Gonna need to get my hands on some tools. I gotta get there. There might be some in the workshops.
How high up is the level above us?
The level above you is 12 feet. I mean, there's stairs, and it'll take another 12 feet to get to it. And then above that is another 20 or so, and there's like a big dome where it's intricately, well, kind of like how you see here with your guys' background.
Yeah. Huh. Yes.
Okay. Can't quite reach.
Oh, by the way, what material is our cloth?
It's cotton.
Not fleece. Okay.
Well, we might have
we don't get fleeced around here.
2 puns at the same
time. Let's see. We're gonna cut back to Maya and see what's going on over there again.
As my little one needs my help. Why don't you go back to the boys real quick? Because I have to help the little one.
No worry. There we go. We're gonna stay back with the boys. You're doing you looked around and you did your thing.
I'm gonna need a distraction. If I can get close enough to observe that thing, I think I can figure out something. Because if I remember correctly, these towers, when they're built like this, there's usually a secret passage. My suspicion is they do have one over there in case they do ever need to get into a riot. They can sneak in right over there where there's no entrances around, so they wouldn't be guarding those, so they can surprise them from behind. This ain't the first jail I broke out of.
And with like hearing that, a couple of start leaning back and start listening in, the normal hubbub around. Actually, no, they don't do that. Let's roll to see if they do that. I doubt it.
Let's roll if they noticed.
Not at all. There's too much there. Everybody's too focused in on their food. You guys are huddled together, just talking, making up a little plan. The camera zooms in tightly on both of you, huddled together. Well, there's. Well, what do you need to make this plan happen?
Woosterion or Wooster, or much easier. I think while it's mealtime here, I don't think you want to be wandering around, because that midget, tiny guy, halfling, that's what they're called. That halfling who wandered off and was noticeable and got grabbed for some reason.
That's it, probably.
By the way, as an aside, Carlos, do we know why we're here?
I'm going with you two because of what happened with the thing that happened with at the tavern, where there was a big old fight. Lots of things happens. You guys got blamed on it.
I meant the real reason why we're here. Do we know that or not?
This is where you lean in close and you start saying, actually, we're here because cut to previously flashback episode. You're meeting a blue and purple, tall, elven lady. Bright blonde hair. We have some need of your services. Her eyes flash bright white. Zathras and Maya, and if somebody else is there. Zathra and Maya are, and somebody else is there. We need you to find out what is going on. Nope. Let me try this over again. In front of you is somebody that is a elf, not Allura, somebody else that's not Allura, but he's looks in the same clothing as a previous Allura, high elf, blue, radiant, purple, little beads, a little beads of jewels, a big old pearl right here. We believe at Dracula's penitentiary that there's some interesting things going on. Prisoners have been reported missing. Now, normally, this is where we send the worst of the worst criminals. But we believe there's something else going on there. We have reports of mysterious disappearances. We will pay you handsomely, and make sure that we will pay you handsomely to go in, be arrested, find out what is going on, and then report back. You will only be there no less than 1 month, in which case the proper paperwork will be filed and you will be released and you will be collected your rewards. But within that month, you're to find out everything that you can and report back to us. And she passes over like this is just a prepayment. He passes you over a sack full of like jingly coins for both of you. When either one of you open it, it's a lot. There's gold, it's shiny, there's even some gems included in there. And then along with that too is a card with almost like a calling card, and it has a specific symbol on it that you've never ever seen before. But let me see if I could pull it out. The audience would immediately recognize it as a pansophical group. Where is it? I lost it. I don't have my shit together. We're just doing this right off of the fly. Secret organization that does good and shit and stuff, except that they're very secret and they pay handsomely. And Allura is part of that group. But this unnamed Hayaf woman, you know, while you're still looking at it, she grabs the coin. She like you're still like looking at the coin. She still grabs like the hand and say, "Do you accept the mission?" And she looks at Maya and Zathras for a response.
Well,
I'll
of
wait till
course.
Maya answers. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure.
And with that, we'll fade back into the present time. The camera focuses on Maya as she's still like eating her little bowl of
Porridge.
brown porridge with mysterious meats on it, and she's still like watching as to where those guards are being let off. And oddly enough, there's like a through the very top, there's also like a cross plank or a crosswalk that, you know, crosses through the central tower. They're being led around the back of the stairs through one of those and into where the central tower is at. No, I take that back. Let's not do that. They're taken back to they're taken to the second floor, and there's a special door that's almost red. It has all these red, you know, it's painted red, and it has 3 guards there, and they open this massive wooden doors and let the little struggling dude just like, no, I don't want to go. Please, anybody else but me? And then the doors slam shut. Camera cuts back to Maya's eyes as if she's been tracking this entire thing happen. And then cut to your reaction.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's jails for you.
That door's bad.
There's one way to get out of here. And it's a different place. Probably solitary confinement. Right. I'm gonna need a bit of fleece and a gum.
You're gonna need a what?
You know, gum for chewing.
Oh, I heard a barrel of fleas and a gun.
Oh, those work also. If you have any of those 9mm that the Carlos Pro, those would be nice.
Sorry.
Oh, you're from the Fey realm. I love it. That's
No.
right.
No, I know.
Boys, what's going on about that little that girl over there?
Solitary confinement, I guess.
Maya, are you asking the?
I was asking
Alright, you were
the
asking
boys at
asking
the
the
boys at my
drow.
table.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was asking my boys right now. The boys at the table.
My
than
bad.
that.
Your boys at the table.
Yeah,
Perfect.
my boys.
Okay. Well, her name is Irina. She is young. She was one of the first to be taken, or so they say. Even though they take people, nobody returns. Except for Elena. She returned. But nobody messes with Elena. She came back changed. We hear things. She can see things. She can hear things. She knows your thoughts. She's a witch. She has these powers now to control, I don't know. Very mysterious. All I know is don't mess with Irina. Oh, and that guy. And as you look, and you can see like there's this big half orc just like stomping around. He's the only one, by the way, that's standing upright. Everybody else is sitting down at the tables eating. He starts He's just doing a slow, kind of like walk around the area, and always within eyesight of Irina. The legend says that that big half giant, that she controls him. She sees everything that he sees, hears everything. She calls him Big Daddy. I don't think that they are related, but she protects him. I'm sorry, he protects her always.
Yeah. It looked weird that there was a little girl here, guys. Just saying, it does look really weird.
This is an area for dangerous criminals and prisoners. What she was before, to bring her here, was dangerous. What she is now is scary.
Just gonna continue eating my food after hearing that. 'Cause I don't know how to process most of this.
Was her name Irina?
Irina.
Irina. And was the big guy a half giant or a half orc?
He's a half giant.
Okay,
You are a half orc, right?
correct.
Yeah, he's half giant, which is taller and
I'm half
dumber.
competent.
And what's
Okay, we're in
interesting,
punt range for both of us.
and what's interesting too is, I mean, well, actually, do half giants have cyclops? Or are they a different thing? Or I kind of want to give him a cyclops.
Cyclops
and
are
giants.
giants, yeah.
Yeah,
Cyclops and giants are two different things.
yeah, that's what that's what I thought. All right. Anyway, so he's just a half giant, half human, big dude, probably about 11 foot tall, big, muscular and slow, just ambling by. Almost looks like he's made out of. Almost looks like if he was a tree moving slowly.
What can I roll for something to see if he is actually alive and he's not actually a golem?
Sure. Roll nature, perception, investigation, and you're a nature person, right? No, wait,
I do have.
You're not a druid. You're not a druid.
I am a
Or are you?
druid. I'm a druid.
If you're a druid, then I'll make the DC a little bit lower in my head.
I was gonna roll perception for this.
Go for it. You could see his. I mean, you don't know much about giants, but the human part of him that you do recognize was you could see his like breath. You could see his chest expand. Like when he on occasion, he'll just stand still and look around. And it's odd because this is the only big thing. None of the guards mess with them. You know, he's the only one that's free around. But you could clearly see that he's alive, and he's not so much a golem. He's just like a stone, almost like a stony half giant, but like from Ragnarok, the movie Ragnarok. He's like one of those dudes.
Oh, what's his
Which
name?
movie is
Played by
that?
Yeah.
Waika Titi.
But he's a lot. I mean, he has a lot less of what's skin. It would just be like, you know, if somebody dipped themselves in mud and you can see all the cracks because he's mostly human, big giant, half giant, and his skin just you could see has a lot of what looks to be stone exterior, cracked exterior. Like it's still part of the magic that's still embedded in him, but definitely very much alive.
I had to check to make sure he was in the golem here, looking human.
Mm-hmm. So with that, there's this loud, and everybody else just puts their hands flat on the table and sits straight up and does nothing. the half-grown giant that you were just thinking about just stops. The little girl, I mean, she's still like bent over with her eyes, with her, you can't even see her face because it's just a black, thick, oily hair. It's just covering her in front of her, and she just sits still. The guards around the corners stomp on their things. Then the loud whistle goes again. And one by one, like the tables like get up and start arranging themselves. And the guards or the prisoners start arranging themselves on purpose into a single flowery line that can go up the stairs and back towards their chambers. Would you care to follow or do something different? It seems like somebody pokes you in mind and says, okay, get up and just we're returning back to your cells. Don't make any moves. Be cool. There will be another time tomorrow for more talk.
We don't have cells.
Yeah, that's the thing. We don't have cells yet.
You were shown when we were brought in beforehand. You were said like these will be your cells.
Oh,
And
okay.
we just didn't spend too much time on it because I didn't need to spend that much time on it. It was just like if we ever need to go, but now we need to go back to it. And the choice now is: do you want to be led back to your cells along with everybody else, or is there something in particular that you want to put? I don't want to.
I'm gonna head back to the cell. I'm gonna follow the boys because at least they're trying to help me.
Mm-hmm.
And I am playing this whole thing that I'm innocent, so we're gonna keep doing it.
Wisterin and Zathras.
Too late
Back to
now.
cell, I guess.
You're going to need some supplies. Yay. If I beg this place correctly, they're not gonna just let us sit. They're gonna force us to work with something. Let's see if we can use some of the tools to advantage.
Good
Why don't you
point.
give me as you're being led away? Then why don't you give me a perception check to see what lay of the land? You're kind of like scoping the area out on your way back.
Can I use investigation instead?
You can.
Just doing this on the.
Was that both of us or just Booster?
If you want to include on that as well, since you're like trying to, if you're wanting to yes and him and say like, yeah, let me help you find whatever shit I can find. 18's good. 21's great too.
You 18 is good. 21 is better.
No, you all are finding things like that, and then now that you're on the second floor, being like taken through the circle, like you almost always be taken up the stairs in a circle, and then once you're on the second floor, you're taking another circle, and that's where another door opens to your cells. This gives you ample opportunity for you to see a lot of things. There's entrances. There's lots of entrances and exits that you could use. There's probably 4. You know, I would say there's like a cross section that crosses across the room, like a little miniature bridge. There's those sections. At the end of that, you can see where there's sections for tools. Not sections for tools, but I mean like there's doors that once they're open, you can see there behind it there's a locker room with like this is the work area. Another section, that's where it's back to the tower. Once the section of the tower, now that you're in the second, you kind of look into the tower section. You can see somebody opens a door there, and you can see there's all these weapons there. And as well as a control area. There's 4 other doors. There's plenty of things. You can see where the emergency supplies could kind of be at, where the doors, once they're open, where there's things that you could find useful. And so whatever you needed to see with those rolls, you're able to see. And Zathras, you point out to him on the other side, like, look over there. Just as soon as the doors opened in the central tower, and when they closed, that's where all your gear was, and that's where all these like storeroom of weapons are.
Yeah.
And from there, I'll let you guys continue in a second. From there, you're led into the cells area. Because you 3 were brought in together, you were assigned 3 cells right next to each other. So Maya separated from, at some point, Myra is separated from
Her gang.
Yes, her gang. and it's given to the left, and then everybody in front of you, like they're doing a check mark. Number 57654 this way. Or 57656. That's you, Zathras, to the right. 57656 is Wusterian. Number 7 is Zathras on the right. You're both led towards the 3 cells. They're 1, 2, 3, right next to each other. Doors closed. They do one last check. You can see everybody across from you, and maybe further down the hallway. There's maybe 10 wide, and there's closed doors with no guards at the moment. They're just closing them up, and they're turning whatever ambient light is still there. There's always ambient light. But now 3 of you are in the cells. What would you like to do? Actually, or go on a break right now.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
But
we
I
can
mean,
go on
I
a
just
break.
did a whole bunch. I did a whole bunch of dialogue thing. Is there anything you guys like to do before we do that?
I have one question.
Shoot.
I have not seen one animal in this thing. I haven't seen a rat. I haven't seen a spider.
You haven't
Are they
been
keeping pest
particularly
control?
looking? Oh, it's terrible. There are tons of rats. There are tons of cockroaches. There's rats. There's cockroaches. In fact, while you were eating, I mean, while you were eating, you remember clearly, like one of the dudes was like slammed down on something and grabbed like something and just ate because it's protein. It's free, good protein, man. Are you kidding me? If you never eaten prison food, you catch a cockroach. Oh, that shit sucker's good. Little salt in there, roast it a little bit. Squeeze a lime.
Well,
Delish. Mwah.
I was more looking for spiders, but that works.
Once again, what you need, you have. You can ask me like, "Hey, is there a thing?" And I could be like, "Yes," or you can say, "I would like there to be," and I could help you either one. But yeah, tons of them: spiders, rats.
Fire-breathing red dragon? Oh, maybe not.
It's as you were coming in. No, you didn't see none of those.
Little slippers for my feet.
Little bunny slippers, plushy robe.
All right.
Now your cells themselves are mostly stone in the back, but in the back there's one little section. It's probably about this big right here, with cells, and it's set up in the top to allow a sliver of outside light or moon to come in. It's near the very top of the cell, and it's only about this small, not enough for you to go through, but just enough to let light enter in. And then, of course, the metal rotted cells with the lock and key to the front of you, and you with enough so that you could see to the left and to the right when you're talking to, if you need to talk to Maya or Wusterian.
So there is there's the only thing that shows inside the cell is the little slit on the door.
No. That's from the outside. From the
Yeah.
outside world, you have slit of light coming in from the outside world. So imagine the back. If I'm saying the bars in the front, there's just bars. Jail cell bars, normal jail cell bars.
Okay, cool.
You could stick your hand through it. You could wave at people. You could throw shit across to each other. If you had some toilet paper, you could throw it at the person at the jail cell in front of you.
Are there guards going back and forth down the hallways?
On occasion. Right now, they just locked, and there's like one that went this way, but they recently just closed all the doors because they don't care, man. They fucking, they're. What are you guys gonna do? They close the doors, and so far, there's nobody. But on occasion, there'll be somebody walking by, and when they're not, they lock it.
Yay. So here's the plan. I'm going to need fleece, like a nice robe or something. Somebody here must have one. So
You saw for sure fleece in one of the storage cabinets where they had all the extra blankets and for a cold winter.
So
We could always make a rope out of the blankets.
well, the problem is it's not fleece, is it? It's cotton.
What do we need so I can go get it?
As I previously explained, please.
How much, please?
That's my just this much, like a hand's full. We get that, we can get forward.
Do you need anything else besides the fleece?
Well,
That guy's leg.
a hammer,
No.
a chisel, and a magnifying glass.
Okay, the other three I cannot grab, but I could probably grab the fleece for you.
Exactly. You need to get to the storeroom to get some. And I'm pretty sure one of these guys has stolen a fleece blanket from the storeroom. We can get that, or at least a piece of it. That should be good enough.
Or I could get the fleece from the storage room.
You can go. You can go there if you want. Oh,
Might be hard to
and
get
I
out the
also
doors,
need
though.
a piece of gum.
Or I
Gum.
could just go. Or I could
Yes.
just. Or I could just like go scoping some more of this place for us. If that would work a little bit better.
Was it yeah. I need fleas, a bit of gum, and one extra item. But I can get that myself once I get those. Oh, and if you get your hands on duct tape, that will help.
There's no duct tape in this way.
What? Did I have duct tape? Ah, shit. Yes, that's one of the very wrong things.
Unbeknownst to Maya, Wusterion is from real Earth.
Yes, in this
okay.
in
So
this
makes
world, the Fey realm is actually Earth.
Okay.
And the previous campaign, Carlos was the big bad guy who tried to bring him about. He basically made a portal to Earth and brought a bunch of gangbanger samurais over to take over this new world. Because you can.
Okay.
I mean, bring enough guns and shit. Fuck, we'll take over this area, which is what he tried to do.
He succeeded for a while.
If it wasn't for you meddling kids, Carlos wouldn't have taken over this place. But Wusterion is a Earthian. He's a dirty. He's a dirty. He's from the planet Dirt.
I just look like a dwarf.
You're just an inch taller than me just because of genetics. Got it. Anyway.
It's
so
very easy to be over 5 feet when you are Earthling.
Yes, Froggy. Cthulhu was in there somewhere too.
So we need fleece. We need some form of fire starter. That's what I'm hearing.
No.
Fleece
I
or
heard-
something that's like fleece, so that would be a fire starter
No,
of some
I
sort.
specifically fleas.
He wants to make a rope. He doesn't need something to start a fire.
Did you make rope with this
I'm-
much of fleece? I don't think
I'm
so. He's
dealing
No.
with idiots. I want fleas. Just fleas. Just enough to fill my palm with. That's it. No substitutions. Got it. With that, we can get forward.
Zathras saw the storeroom and he can tell you where it is.
Yeah.
Maya, is there a way that you could somehow get this stuff?
I can actually animal shapeshift. As long as we have animals in the area, I can shapeshift the dome.
Okay.
What would you like to shapeshift? A rat?
And-
But rat's going to be the only thing that'll be able to carry any of that stuff.
And as an added bonus, I have beast sense. Now, it takes me like 10 minutes, but I touch a willing beast, and for the duration of the spell, you can use your action to see through the beast's eyes and hear what it hears. and continue to do so until you use your action to return to your normal senses. While persevering through the beast's senses, you gain the benefits of any special senses possessed by that creature, though you are blinded and deafened to your own surroundings. So I can go with you. Now, if there was only some way we could actually talk. Oh, I have speak with animals. But that's not going to work if you're not around.
Do you both want to turn into...
No, I can't
Mine?
turn into
No.
the beast.
I
I
mean,
can
you-
only
He can't turn.
see through its eyes and ears. Well,
So
see.
he could literally go with me without if I can get him an animal.
How about I just make this happen? Would you guys like that?
I'm
Cut
the other
to-
rat.
Cut to, in front of, and to the surprise of Wisterian, Maya says, I could totally do that. She shrinks slowly, morphs into this little brown, blackish rat. Big rat. However you would like to describe it, it's all good. You're a rat. You crawl in, you do this little...
Wow, you're good at that.
And then
Yeah, actually.
another little baby, like you go from one to the other, from one cell to the other through the bars, because now you're big enough to go through, small enough to go through them. And there's another rat following you as well, like curious about you, which Zathras can take over if you want.
Not take
Sounds
over,
like a
just
plan.
see through it.
Yeah, I
Right.
see through
Okay,
it.
in Maya's mind,
And
she's
I
like,
can lead-
I'm hoping the guys do not ask me what I just said to that rat to get him over here.
I don't. Currently, I don't
Hmm.
speak rat, but I can follow along and see what's going on.
Fantastic. Now, there's that door, a few feet away that you saw. Now, there's a few of the, for intents and purposes, the other prisoners there, they're not paying too much attention. They're half paying attention to you guys, but half not. And the two little rats scurry across the long hallway, passing rows and rows and rows of bars and jail cells. They get to the little front door where the guard normally pops out. And there's enough of a little gap underneath the door for you to try to squeeze through. And as both you and the other rat squeeze through, that's where we're going to take a little break. We'll see you in about 5-10 minutes.
Aw, rats. Sorry, I've been saving that one up.
Stuck in a rat shoe.
Okay, we'll see you in 10 minutes.
All
Adios,
right.
amigos. There's my break room button.
I don't.
Hey. We're back.
Are we?
Oh.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
There we go.
Now we are.
Now we are.
Secrets of the trade.
There's always a lag. Come on.
My laptop still hasn't come back.
You're,
Yeah, now it has.
you're laggable.
Well,
Zathras is used to being other people's beast of
Beast
burden.
of burden. Yes.
let's...
Thank you, Lady Ska. Lady C Star. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I always read it as Lady Ska.
Howdy,
The,
howdy.
the T is silent and the S and the C are reversed. Yes.
I'm bringing in the females. Anyway,
All the ladies. Yeah, of course, all the here to see him.
Who's him? Oh, me?
Yeah.
yes, you.
Oh, well, thank you. Howdy.
Yeah, that dude.
Oh, that dude, not me. All right.
We all started pointing at you, Carlos.
I don't know how any of this works because everybody's arrows are different.
I know.
Because
But
it's
they
like,
were
oh.
pointing towards you on the stream, so that's all that matters.
Yes.
There we go. All right. Enough distractions.
No.
Let's get back into this. Camera fades in. Two little mice. Two big rats squeezing underneath this door. Pop out. and they're looking around with their beady little red eyes and their little whiskers. What would you like to do?
Get him his fleece.
You were told. You were cut to Zathras saying, "Okay, tell her something. Tell her where to find the fleece."
Right.
I told my little rat that little guy.
Right. I saw the fleas in the storeroom. Is it that
fleece was in the
door on the
storeroom
left
that-
through the one I
Yes,
get?
exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
That's exactly
the door to the left from the one we came out of the dining room. Inside, there's a box of cloth that I used to make the things the prisoners need and what they want to export out of here, because, come on, they're not doing this out of the kindness of their hearts. They're using us as slave labor. So,
Cut to Maya. Sorry to interrupt you, but we just needed to know where to go. We got it. To make your way there, now that you know which way to go, the rat's also going to give you a little bit of help. So I'm going to help you roll with advantage on a lot of these things. To get to the storeroom, we're going to have to do a couple of different things. Number one, we're going to have to navigate to it, see how long it takes to navigate to there first. You could either use nature, history, or history to kind of remember from your way up here and from what exactly how Wooster said, or something else. How would you like to get to where Wooster described?
Good your history.
All right. And with Zathras's wrath, either Zathras roll history as well. Zathras roll history as well.
I'll give her advantage because my
All
history
right.
is actually
Give her the
-1.
advantage. Give her the advantage. Roll with advantage.
I don't know how to add an advantage to it.
You just roll it.
Just
Just
roll
roll
it. You get
Okay.
to use the higher of the two numbers.
Ooh. You got a 9. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It just
Nine.
it just takes longer because you're smaller and the mouse and the rat is trying to be like this way, and then you're like, no, that way, no, this way, no, that way. It just takes longer and makes the next series of checks more difficult. The next thing is I need you to stealth to avoid the guards walking by. You're a rat. You're probably not going to draw too much attention, but
so here's the flashback. It's like, I counted them. The guards have a pattern to it. They go every 5 minutes, like clockwork. They have this routine down to pat. They don't like to deviate from it. So, I'm rolling investigation to help you.
oh yes.
And I'm sure they don't care about rats anyway, but okay.
Yeah, but it's still suspicious when they don't like
We need
rats.
two rats
You know-
together.
But they open doors, which is a good thing. So they can use their door openings to slip through. There we go, 16.
16. Very nice. And with that don't give you the advantage that you need to go from an 11 to 22. It takes 15 minutes. But you're able to avoid only 2 sets of guards. You mouse to mouse, very carefully. You get to the little storeroom and you time it perfectly. As the third guard is getting out of the storeroom to open it. Dash inside. And there is what you need. A room with box. What was it you described the box with cloth?
Box of fabrics in it.
There you go. It's almost
the
even like
room with unexpected items in it. It's supplies.
yes. Roll me another another investigation to see what other cool stuff you find. Roll with advantage because you have a rat with you. Another set of eyes.
That's a 20
23.
maximum. It's natural 20.
There's little other boxes. It's almost like a cardboard. They're
hey.
almost like cardboard
Suggestion.
Do it.
A forgotten set of keys on the table.
Okay. Yes, that happens.
If they're there, a 23 would definitely find
That
them.
happens. That happens. Yes, I'm into it. Perfect.
So
Beautiful.
you know what? Maya's just gonna forgo grabbing your fleece and just grabbing the keys because there's no way we're taking both. We're just gonna grab the keys and go.
Take them both. I said take them both.
There's 2 rats.
There's no.
I was
there's two
gonna
rats,
get the
but there's-
I was gonna get the cheese, but I'll take the keys instead.
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm a rat. I want cheese.
We can do both. Well, I mean, we can make 2 trips. It doesn't matter. How do you want to play this, Maya? We'll give the decision to Maya.
I'm just gonna grab the keys first because if they want to send me back, because I know how long my thing lasts, I'm grabbing the keys.
Okay.
Well, then I'll grab the fleas.
And there's a box, and you can see like it's almost half open, and there's about a hand's worth like spilled out, and you within like 30 seconds or less, you could just quickly chew through the bit that you need, grab it, chomp it, and you're riding Maya's coattails.
Oh, so Maya's grabbing a coat as well. Okay.
No, Maya grabbed somehow she grabbed
You climbed up to the table.
Grabbed thread. Yeah, grabbed some thread for the keys to hang them off of her back so she could run with it.
Thinking
Sure.
put the
Actually,
keychain around your head.
It
even
has a
better.
ring on it.
It's got a ring,
Yeah.
and the ring is big enough for you to just like put your head through, and then now you got to set up
It's
keys.
just
generally.
Yeah.
make sure you take the
And
keys
because of
off
that-
before you turn back into a human, or else you're gonna have a bit of a problem.
Fantastic! Oh
Okay,
my god, that's perfect.
So we're going.
So
If you were a hamster, you would have even more storage space.
off you go.
I don't have that pouch. I'm sorry.
Now
That's kangaroo.
on your way. Now you know the way back. You know the exact way back. You know the route. I'm gonna need one more stealth check because now you have stuff with you, but this time it's just a normal straight stealth check because you have advantage because of reasons, but also disadvantage because you have stuff on you guys.
Yeah,
A
that makes sense.
5.
That makes sense.
A 5. You're jingling, and you didn't expect one of the doors to open, and the guard just as you were like on your way out, the guard opens the door, and like, oh, shit! I thought I left them in here. Fuck! Where'd they go? Tell somebody about this. Damn it! And he starts looking around to see if he notices where his keys are. Starts looking on the floor, and once he starts looking on the floor, Maya, he doesn't see you just yet, but he starts like looking, like where'd it go? And his hands start getting close to you, both you other rats, and you guys are just in the corner, like laying back, trying to be stealthy as possible. The camera shifts to you. Your reaction. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna bite him.
Chomp. His hands start getting chomp. Ah! What the? And it completely gets distracted. And what's your next move?
Run!
Actually,
Yeah, do it.
where did the keys go? Actually,
They're still on your back. They're on your back.
I'm darting with the keys on my back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's just here looking. He remembered he forgot his keys. He's like, where the fuck did they go? And you bit his hand. And then
Yeah, I'm gonna go running.
roll me. Well, you can run, and
Yeah.
let's do some dexterity. What's that thing called? Athletics.
Acrobatics.
Yes, that's the word.
Or athletics.
There's athletics and acrobatics there.
Either one. Wait, which one's the most for strength? Doesn't matter. Just go.
There.
Fantastic. Just as the door was about to close, you and the other rat bolt out of there, and he tries to get to the door, and all you hear is clomp, 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 clomp. Fuck! I can't open the door. Where's the key? Fuck! And you're off. And you've escaped, and you're just running. At this point, stealth be damned. Jingle, 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 jingle. Luckily, there's no more of the guards around.
I just played some Jaggedy sax on the background.
Question, because there is a rotation in our jail cell. How are the guys keeping the jailers away from looking into my cell while I'm gone?
I'm assuming you guys would have done something. You would have
Those
done
under
something
the
for it.
blankets kind of trick.
Like that. Was making sure.
Make a
Deception check.
yeah, deception or acting, or I don't know. How would you like to add to this? Because now Sarah decided to make it more complicated for you guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna use deception because that seems like the proper skill for this occasion. There you go.
Good enough. 13 is just on the level.
Yeah,
At one point, he
like
starts.
someone's in bed, so
He's just like,
Then
and
I
you
ha-
could tell they're being stupidly lazy about this.
mm-hmm.
It's late at night. This usually there's nothing normal that happens here, and he's just being stupidly lazy. Goes to the far end. You hear that starts coming back towards this way, and doing his normal routine. Opens the door one more time to let himself out. When a set of little two rats coming in just as he steps out. Closes the door behind him, and jingle, 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 jingle. Here comes back Maya. And
Random rat
Zathras?
number 2. Yeah, the rat actually changed between the shootouts because the previous rat actually died for cancer. Rest in pieces. So I had to import a new rat, so that's why the patch on the
rat.
fur is different.
The stunt rat, yes.
I don't think Sarah's we film it like a TV show. Like we could cut, we could completely reshoot that scene over again if we don't like it. We're like, let's do something different. Let's cut that scene. Camera zooms in slowly on you two as you two coming up. Looking up, straight up at big tall Woosterian and Zathras, looking down at two little rats.
The rat with the fleece is going into Woosterian's cell. Going to drop the fleece and look at him, waiting for some reward.
Fantastic.
Maya's gonna get
It's
up,
a piece of soft bread, aka stale bread.
Yeah.
Maya's gonna get up on her feet and actually do this as a rat. And then get down and go to her cell with the keys.
Please. Yes. Well, yeah, you got keys. That's good.
No. I got keys.
Yeah, you got keys.
fleece.
I said you got keys.
But you got fleece.
And I got fleece. So, now to get out of here.
Do we want to get out of here now, or do we want to investigate more about what's going on here first?
Yeah, especially with the fact that how are you getting out when you're in your cell?
Well,
With
first
the
of all-
keys, maybe.
with the keys that Maya has.
first of all, thieves' tools. From, like, the back of the mouth. Like, These.
Thieves' tools. I get it.
Mm.
Oh, also, let me pause and re-clarify. He's not a dirty. He's not from human. He's a dwarf from here. He was just caught up in
people
the...
just assume I'm dirty.
Yeah, he
He's
looks
got
like
a dirty mind.
You're always dirty. What are you talking about?
People
Anyway,
assume I'm dirty.
Dirty is what I call the people from planet Dirt. You guys call it. You guys would know it as planet Earth.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
Okay. Right. Do you want to open the cell doors and I'll reveal the rest of my plan, or do you want me to try and figure my door open while waiting to get caught? And thank you for the fleas.
you can
I've
thank
released
actually
the rat, by
Zathras
the
for
way.
that. Thanks Zathras for that one. I was gonna leave your fleece there because I had the keys.
Yeah, keys gets you out of the cell. Fleas keeps you from getting caught out of the cell.
I can still go back
Let's
to a rat.
So, there's now a guard in the cell.
Camera does all these special effects. CGI comes in, up pops out. Wusterian looking taller, sleeker,
And more armored.
more armored, and he's in blue with the pauldrons, and he looks just like one of the guards, except that his face is more almost himself, but different.
Slightly different, but yeah. Right. Let's get ourselves out of here, shall we? Pass me the keys and I'll get you out.
Doors open, cluck cluck. You guys, all three of you are let out.
And I'm going to
However,
pretend like I'm escorting these guys.
and so far, the other prisoners haven't really been paying attention to any of this, but and they just, why don't you roll me a deception to see, like, is they're starting to be paying attention and things like that. Oh fuck yeah.
Alright, you scum. Let's get you the processing, shall we?
Fantastic.
You've been causing enough trouble as it is. And I'm going to start escorting these guys to the storage room where we have our gear in.
Fantastic. Not the supply room, because there's a locked dude there that's banging on the door. Cut to, he's banging, bam, bam, bam. From the outside, you could hear the noise, and at some point, maybe he'll attract enough attention or not, depending on what the story says. Cut back to you guys going to the next location. I kind of like this as a group challenge. No, I think it'll be pretty. Should we do a group challenge for this?
Up to you.
It's up to you.
It's easy enough. I mean,
Yeah, we
you're a guard.
yeah.
You're pushing these guys. You know the schedule. You've got the shit memorized. Let's cut to you opening the doors, and there's cut to this door opening, and revealing both of you, all three of you, coming and shuffling quickly into this. The doors close, and it's a not quite an armor, but it's where there's tons of boxes and cabinetries filled with things. Now your guys it takes us pretty easy since you guys were just recently brought in. There's lots of crates or half crates with half crates nearby all stacked. It'll take you, let's see how quickly it is to take you to find your stuff within this warehouse of crates. And you're looking for your specific number. 57643, 57642. I'm sorry, you're number 7, 6, and she's number 5.
Alright.
We figured they'd
Grab
be
your
on the
own
top
box.
because we were the most recently brought in, but okay.
The
You got
key
brought
here-
in a group of like 12, but there's, you know.
The key is just take what is in your box, close the box, and put it back in its place so nobody knows anything is missing.
Let's see how long it takes to you to find it and change and do all that stuff. Why don't you roll me? Two people roll me investigation or perception or something that would aid in finding
I'll
these
roll.
two.
I could do perception.
21.
21. I think there's more than enough. With almost no, just like,
Yeah.
boom, it's right there. You take next to no time at all.
Let's
Cut
see,
to the
these are
guy still.
categorized by number. That means Jons is over there, Jons is over there. Mine is this one.
I
All
think
of your
it's going to
stuff.
look a little odd if we're wandering around the dungeon carrying, or the jail carrying our weapons, but
These are one size. That's a problem for you to solve. What are you gonna do about that? Are you
Mine is easy enough. They don't give a toss anyway.
Tell us what your new gear, what your new. Let's do a new cut to. You guys are doing like this little fashion model scene, showing off what you got. What are your new sporting of like weapons montage, and then covering yourselves to make? How would you like to your new look for the audience?
this is hilarious because I don't actually have armor, right? I don't care what I'm wearing. But I'm gonna get out of this jumpsuit that I'm in and just put on my regular clothes so that they don't stand out as a prisoner. But I've got this rather large battle axe, some hand axes on my belt, and some javelins on my back, which is going to be a little awkward wandering around. But I figure if they're going to notice any of these weapons, so there's no point in trying to hide them. They do kind of stand out.
I like this plan. Now we're armed and dangerous.
Yeah, I'm wearing hide armor with my thorn whip and my scimitar. So at least I'm wearing it. I was just like Zathras, so I'm barely ever covering anything right now.
Gotcha.
But it's better than what we were wearing.
Which offered very little protection. I mean, look at this. Come on. There's this thin cotton here. Look how clean it is. Wusterian.
Well, there's a full breastplate on with the warhammer hanging on a belt, and on the other side a large a tome that is chained on with steel, and a full like a helmet that barely shows any eyes, and the beard just flows from underneath it instead. Like, all right, I know we're decked out. You take it on. So, you guys wanted to go see something inside here?
The Red Room.
Sounds dangerous.
But we're ready.
You could get out now, and nobody would be able to stop you, and you want to go in deeper? You guys are insane. I like it. Let's do it.
We're all ready to go to the Red Room.
Well,
let's read them the riot act. Read them the riot act. Yeah, something.
Read them the riot act. It's not too far from here. That central hallway where big round passageway on the second floor where you could oversee the common area / eating area / picnic tables. That's where the Red Room is. You could get to it in less than 5 minutes. How would you like to do it? It's going to be maybe 2 to 5 minutes to get there. You want to try to sneak there? Do you want to try to time the guards? Do you want to just rush it? You want to kick some ass? You want to bring the place down?
Well,
what would you like to do?
Well, we still have somebody knocking saying, help me out. So we know we really don't have much time.
I'd say, Wusterian, you've got the guard timing down, right? As soon as the guards leave the area, let's just rush there as fast as we.
Sounds about right. That means we have to go in 5 seconds. With
Okay.
opening it.
Click. You hear a door close in the far off distance.
No.
Go.
Rush. Roll me. All three of you roll me with advantage. The what was it? The running thing. Fuck.
Athletics?
Athletics.
Thank you. Jeez.
That's gonna be hard. Everybody rolls athletics, I guess.
We roll
And
decently on
you
it.
all get there.
And none of us did the advantage make any difference.
Yeah. You all get there within the 5-minute time lot that you needed. And just as with more than enough time, we don't even have to cut this. We should cut this close, just for dramatic purposes. You get through the door, it closes, click. As another one in the far distance, the camera cuts to the other far distance, another door opens, and a guard just comes through. Walking by. Now in front of you is this massive red door that you had seen. Normally there'd be people stationed there to the side. You're almost in an area that's close to, but just offset of the just offset of the common room. So you're out of the way of the guard's view, but now in here in front of you is the massive red door that you'd seen earlier. It's about 8 feet tall, looks to be made out of heavy woods, painted red. There's tons of those little metal pipes or metal things that hold it to lock it.
Door.
Yeah. I can't think of the words. It's got a lock and key to it. There's got a lock and key area to it, and I mean that's about it. Big scary looking red door, lock key. If you got some time to work it out, what would you like to do?
Question
First
is
of all,
I was gonna say, can we tell if there's magic also as a lock mechanism on top of it?
Yeah, you could investigate. You could either do magic, investigation, perception checks.
I'm doing perception checks on it real quick.
Unless you have
Sounds like a
detect
smart
magic,
idea.
I don't think you're going to be able to tell if it has magic. But
There's stuff. I mean, with the roll of 12, unknown. I mean, you can't see any sigils as it are clear signs of things like that.
I'm just going based on being a drow. Everything doesn't always look how it seems, so I'm gonna immediately think there's magic involved into it.
Right. This is clearly wizard shit. So I'm gonna see if I can do an arcana check to find out which sort of spells they're using here.
Okay. You do a check and
You were
the whole
right,
thing,
Maya.
like the entire door pulses like glow with an octarine glow. Octarine being the 9th color and the 8th color of magic. And there's a section on the far left wall where there's like another bluish area that you could tell is like a release or something. But that looks to be like the trap release for whatever hidden arcane symbol would be there. So you see like a hidden invisible symbol that now clearly glows out, and it glows out in what says alarm in a language that you would recognize as arcane. It would make a loud womp or some sort of noise or
Okay,
something like
they
that.
know where. Yeah.
They don't know yet in case if something bad happened. Like
Right.
it's still
Okay. So this thing is trigged to alarm. We can bypass that if we do the right thing. So that means.
Either a good lockpick, good keys if you have the keys.
We have the keys, but I don't think they give keys to this thing, to regular smooth. So if you use those, that's gonna trigger the alarm.
You don't know though. I did grab keys. We don't know what that guard technically was. That went by.
I would
Well,
assume
we
this
know he
takes
was
a
in regard to
special
ourselves
key.
because they opened ourselves.
With Wooster's roll, you know this to be exact. You're looking at the keys, like, no, we put the wrong key in there, it's going to go off.
We
That's the
can't
basis
just
of this
guess
trap.
a key at random. So that means we got one shot at it. Otherwise, the alarm is going to blare off, and everyone is going to know, or at least whoever is triggering that alarm is going to know we're here.
Did you say there was the door was red, like the glow was red, or octarine, or whatever you called it, and then there
Green,
was
yeah.
a blue area
That
to the
had it
side?
was the blue area. The blue area off to the side was a sigil, a sign that basically in arcane language is declaring of a magic type that'll be an alarm of some sort.
Right. So it looks like if the
When-
connection to this alarm cuts off, it goes off.
So when the white guy, suited guys or whatever, brought the halfling through, did they do anything before they opened the door?
We didn't see. They closed the door before we could see what happened to him. So
Yeah, there was like this set of like the kind of go
Yeah.
like this.
No,
easy
nobody in
doors.
the cafeteria.
That's what you're standing behind right now.
Yeah, nobody in the cafeteria can see us because there's doors between here and there. All we could see that the halfling was pulled in, and then the door slammed closed.
But we
And
saw the red door through
When they were-
the flapping part was going on.
Well, we saw basically the top, so we didn't see where they were
So
playing with.
We're all on the same page. Cut back to that's exactly the cut back to flashback, and you're back.
So we have two options. Either we tamper with the alarm system, try to make it think that it's connected still to the system while we're bypassing it, or we get the lock picked at exactly one try. These are the two options we have.
Or if we don't care about setting off the alarm, we just break the door.
Exactly. That's the riskiest option.
So does anybody want to start blowing up a door?
Hey. This is your risky thing. You just
You're the
decide
one with
which
the
one you want to do.
lockpicks. You're the one with the lockpicks.
I just gave
Well,
you two options what I can do.
He
Choose.
can blow it up, or he can lockpick it. Take your pick.
No, he could either lockpick it or disable the arcane thing.
Then we can lockpick as long as we want, but that's the risky option.
Then you could try
Because I'm
whatever
better at
keys.
lockpicking than I'm at bypassing magical traps.
I'm
Then
magic no me. Zathras no magic.
I thought you were very good with time travel.
Zathras beast of burden.
I say I can't because I'm the DM.
You can do any suggestion you like. But yes, I'm
This
giving
is
it
where this is where we need Doug to hack the door. Oh, wrong.
Woosteria could hack it. He could hack the magic, or he could hack the key lock.
Or Zathras can hack the door.
I can axe the door.
Yeah, hack the door with an axe.
Yes.
But yes,
I would
I'll
say
tell you what.
Zaria-
I'll make this as a helpful decision for you. Okay. You could try to disable the alarm with Arcana with advantage, allowing you to do other stuff, or you could do the lockpick at a lowered DC.
was actually going to say if he did the magic, then me and Zathras could actually get the door down afterwards.
mm-hmm.
There
If
you
you
go then,
want.
because of the natural 20, you know the nature, you know exactly how to disable it. I'm gonna let you to roll another.
Arcana.
I'm gonna let you roll again to disable it, but with advantage.
Alright. Since that's what you want, let's do it.
Go for it, Wooster.
That's a 9. I told you I wasn't good at this.
Arcana,
Me.
not acrobatics.
Yes.
Oh, I rolled
Wrong
wrong.
one.
Sorry.
Whoops. Reverse.
go.
Redo.
Yeah. Cut.
Cut.
He tried to dance on the door for some reason.
This
What
does
the
not look
hell?
realistic. What we need you to do is like wiggle your hands magic. Don't worry, we'll make it look good in post, but you gotta work with us, all right?
Sorry.
Again.
Sorry, I read the script wrong. That's my bad. Oh, actually, the actor's voice is like, what? Yeah, my bad. I'm supposed to take that one.
All right, quiet on the set, everybody.
Right, guys.
Roll. 3, 2, 1.
He did re-roll.
That's it.
He did.
And
Action.
it is the little blue glow that the audience sees disappears completely. And there was
No.
this strange
This is
little-
how it goes.
Ah,
This is how it goes. Okay, so here's where the magic goes. Flows to the door over there. I'm gonna need a little bit. Here's some string. This is what's
Leftover fleece.
It's the iron string. Yes, we place this over here, and place this over here, and now, yeah, it flows straight through it, and it's a closed circle. So, good.
and the camera just shows it now where the entire door was like kind of like glowing octarine. It has stopped glowing octarine and only now is going from wire to wire.
It circles to the wire and back to the source. Like,
That's what you needed the chewing gum for. Okay.
oh no, chewing gums for my next trick.
So now
Also, it's for my teeth.
the door still remains.
So,
Okay, now we can open up the door.
well, it's still locked.
Wow.
So
You
it's
said you
either-
wanted to hack it.
Yes. My method might be a little loud, but I can like wedge my axe in where the locking mechanism is and push and try and snap the lock. Be strong like ox.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can attempt to take it first, so it's less noisy. Let's see how that goes.
And if that doesn't
Good.
work, we can
If that
break
doesn't
it.
Well-
work, we can hack it.
Or I could just spray poison onto it. Take your
Poison?
pick.
To kill us.
No, the door.
The
I
door's
don't
not
think
alive.
poison is going to do nothing to the door.
I know it's not. I just noticed that. I was like, if it was acid spray, then yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
never mind.
Ah,
He
Jeez.
found
wait
the
a
right-
minute.
He remolded one of the
No,
keys
no, it's-
into an
it's like-
exact clock.
He takes a look at the lock and goes, "Hey, wait a minute.
I can pick this with my finger. Click.
This thing. I picked this like 5 years ago when it came out on the market. But there's a little flaw in this. Okay, eyes open.
Now, with that, the doors open, and they push forward a little bit slowly. It's dark interior. Whatever light that's still spilling in illuminates the floor on the floor where you could see. It's like a.
And this is why I'm the greatest thief in the business.
This where people could be like seen like with the fingers being like dragged back. The marks are still on the ground. There's bits of fingernail. There's bloody hand traces going back up against the walls and things like this. It continues forward into it's just pure darkness after the next 15, 20 feet. Does any do besides Maya maybe might have?
I have
Dark
dark
vision?
vision. I have
We
dark
all
vision.
have dark vision.
Oh, well, that's convenient.
After a few seconds, the as you start moving in, the what looks to be like bright whitish or like more like they're not bright whitish. No. This is more
Dark vision
This
doesn't show
is
you
not-
color anyway.
this is not I was gonna say that this is not dwarf. This is dwarven architecture. This is more smooth stoned, almost like cement. And it's right now at this point, it's all black and white. As you're moving forward, you could just still see like odds, handprints and stains against the ground. There's another set of door. There's a hallway in the front, and another one of those set of swinging doors that's in front of you. There's two small doors to the left and to the right, and then there's two big double doors that could swing open. Right now, everything is still super dark and super silent because it's now nighttime at the prison cell. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna listen at the door on the left.
That's a plan.
It doesn't seem like the right door.
Howdy, howdy. I think Maya's getting back.
I am back.
All right.
Back.
Basically, the room is creepy. It's a creepy vibe. It's dark. You
Yeah.
see people have been dragging here. In front of you, on the left, there's a small door. On the right, there's a small door. And the center, there's one of those big double doors that does this type of thing. There's a gap underneath it with no light passing through. Almost everywhere is really pitch dark. Because it's late at night right now at the prison cell.
Oh, yeah.
Except Maya being a dark elf, she has dark vision.
We all have dark vision.
Y'all do.
You ain't no special. But
Okay.
But this is as far as you've gotten. You've just opened up the door, and there's 3 different ways to go. What would you like to do?
Listen at the left door.
Make a perception check.
Seems like something.
I was gonna say, can we look for like scuff marks from people's feet being dragged? That would probably be
There
a
was
better
tons
idea.
of that. There was
He
tons
already
of that
described
leading up
those,
to it,
yeah.
yeah.
Hand claw marks and
Oh, going
But,
into different doors.
If you want to look again to see if you want to follow that path, you look at. I mean, it's easy enough that you don't even need to percept. It's going through the big double doors. Yeah.
Yeah. Then we go through the obvious entrance. So there's the left door, there's the obvious door, and what's that the right door as well?
yes.
Okay.
Small doors to the left and right and big doors in front. The floppy
Yeah.
doors in front.
Yeah.
Just
So
don't-
let's
don't want
check out
anybody
what
coming
these
from
two
behind
are.
us.
I'm gonna check the right one.
Unlocked. Easy.
Mhm.
The interior room. It's almost like an administration room. There's records, books, names, and logs of many some. To you, I don't know. I mean, it's just record keeping, stuff like that. There's a desk. There's drawers. I mean, you could do a thorough investigation if you want, but it just looks like. I mean, you want to describe shelves, stacks of medical things.
You may want to keep some of these for evidence.
Actually, I'm gonna go through it because of the fact that the little girl came here and then left. So her records are in here in this room.
Investigation.
Have fun.
With advantage if you want, since there's 2 of you there.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can give you the advantage.
Or individually.
Yeah.
17. Camera cuts into your, like, through the wall records.
You had her name right?
Irina. Eileen.
Irina.
Isaac. Irina. You pull out this fat folder. And you look at her history, and she's a young girl, been through lots of trauma, comes from like she's been infused with, I mean, she comes from a natural family with magic, and she's been in trouble with tons of trouble. She's almost like she was one of her parents were those that were helping out. They were part of the Claw. They were helping out Carlos and gang, trying to get Cthulhu and Vecna back into this world. So her parents were true hardcore believers, so she's got this natural magic gift. The records include like experiments, weird machinery, a log of like session 1, session 2, session 3 results, positive, positive. What it seems to be the more the something about her youth, maybe past history, bloodline. They're like all these questions, but like experiments are going good. Chemi- uh, the process has been a huge success with her. She'll remain here for observation. We'll continue to experiment, continue her the same treatment on the others, hoping to gain the same results.
Doesn't seem like
And
there's
then
anything worth
that's it.
stealing here. Oh, I'll rifle through the desk to see if there's anything valuable there, like a golden pen or something.
Roll me an investigation.
Sure.
He wants money out of the room.
There's actual money there. There's legit
yeah,
like a
mine.
little drawer with like keepsakes, and it's not so much that there's money, but there's like medical equipment, testing stuff, and it's like really high end, so it's made out of really nice woods and golds and silver and utensils, and that's worth at
In my
least
bag.
a couple 50 gold.
These are worth 50 gold. Right. Let's go.
What's in the left room then? Since I didn't.
You could go
hear
through more
anything.
records if you want, and the rest of the records say, going through like phase 1 failure, phase 2 failure, and they're describing the unsuccessful attempts of prisoners with grotesque outcomes. They're merging of beast and man, of trying to see what blood experiments, replacement of blood, the placing it with like infusions with not iridium. There's this chemical that comes from whitestone. It's kind of mudged out, but there's a chemical that comes from whitestone that makes magic just infuse even better, like an amplifier. And they're trying to do all these experiments with people, and the results are grotesque. Half human, half animal. They never survive. Some last a day, some last mere hours. The longest so far has lasted 4 days.
So they're trying to make homunculi. That's how I'm picturing this right now. It's homunculi.
Right.
After we do whatever we want in these rooms, I want to break that little girl out of here.
Madness.
You guys can follow me or not, but I'm getting that little girl out.
Right. So,
And
let's
you
check
keep her
what
folder.
Zathras is doing.
And you keep her folder in your stuff.
You definitely keep that as well. I'm not in that room, but what's in the left room?
Whatever is left.
Yes.
That door as well, easy to open. You go in, and it's more like a guard station, or a check-in area. There's a few yeah, it's more like that's where you would see like guards uniform. There's a couple of change of clothing, lockers. There's billy clubs, and there's these sticks that at the end of them have like this arcane sparkle that are all along the ground, and the field might have runes. And for the most part, you think this is like the changing area for guards and their main station.
Okay. I'll take one of the sticks with the sparkles on the end of it and bring it out to the people who actually have some intelligence. Maybe they can figure out what that is. Because I'm not investigating it. I'm going to shoot myself.
It looks like a baton, but at the end of it, it's got arcane runes on it, and at the end of it, it's got like this glow bit, and towards one of the handles, it has one of those moon crystals that like recharges energy and magic into this.
So it's a stun stick would be my guess. But
That would be a very accurate guess, yeah.
It's a stun stick.
Okay.
You
If you want
poke
some more,
someone with
there's-
it and it goes
There's
zap.
some more over back in that room if you want more stun stick.
Yeah, I got my own Pat 4 hammer. This one stuns too.
I don't
That
stun
wouldn't do.
people. I chop their heads off. But
So
okay.
now we're at the point of going through the center door or going to go
Yeah.
get the girl.
Have to
Well,
go
we're
through the
definitely going
center
through
door.
the center door. Definitely going to go through the center door.
So this is the experimentation array.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Okay. Let's go. Ghostbusters.
You get up to the front section with the two swinging things again. It's still everything's still. There's still no light there's no light in the area. But you hear off in the distance what sounds to be like this cries or the tortured screams of somebody far, far away, like echoing down the hallways. Only just when you're about to push it open do you hear it. It's definitely coming from past these two double doors.
That must be our halfling friend.
Oh, I didn't know you were friends with him.
Well, he was the last person to go down. He was the last one to go in here, so
I still wouldn't count him as a friend, even if you just saw him, but I guess you have different standards being an elf and all.
Let's go through the doors.
Okay.
Slowly, in slow motion, the camera opens and past. It's pure darkness. You see, it's just like in a natural darkness. Even with low light vision, you can see just shapes of it looks really cool because it's mostly silhouetted, dark against gray. All these strange arcane machineries, a hallway is full with multiple doors leading off into different directions, almost like what we're looking at right here. Your guys' background. Except all in just the silhouettes of things. So the special effects people don't want to pay for the set, so it's just like mostly dark and silhouette. But as you enter in, like that's this almost electrical or magical feeling. Like if you had hair on your arms, it'd start buzzing.
My
There's
beard
something in the air, a sense of potential or a stillness, a liminal feeling of a place in between places, of something waiting to happen. At the same time, the smell of like sulfur burning and chemical cleaning supplies all at the same time. And fear hits you strong. If it was a palpable smell, this would be it.
Okay, so sulfur is either fire magic or
Blood.
hell. These are the options. I'm guessing with what we got here. I'm guessing they're consorting with the devilish powers. Right.
Froggy says demons, devils. Which one is it?
I was gonna say, by the way, it sounds like they're messing with an alchemy stone or trying to make an alchemy stone. Either way, I don't want to be here anymore, guys.
You hear the screams again.
Guys, we wanted to go in here. Let's go all the way.
Yes.
Whatever they're
That's
hiding,
why we're here.
it has to have value to someone, and I want to steal it.
That's an angry cat. I was doing my best far away impression of going down the hallway.
Let's
Well,
hustle.
home screen for.
I don't think there's anyone here that is expecting us. So. The guard station was empty. And nobody wants to hear the screams all night anyway.
Go
So,
forth.
picking up the speed.
Move forward again. There's kind of like doors to the left, doors to the right.
Stuck in the middle again.
But the maybe 25, 30 feet, there's the hallway, or big, long hallway ends with another door there, and that's you could hear maybe every 2 or 3 minutes like a slow whimpering or a gurgle of some sort, or a scream coming past that. You're getting closer for sure. In fact, probably just past his door. Why don't you roll me a perception check?
Okay, you guys do that. You're better at it.
Was that a 22 from Sarah?
Yes.
Okay. You put your ears almost towards the bottom of so you could hear just perfectly everything through. Otherwise, Zathras just hears like a, but you still hear, "Why are you doing this to me? I didn't do anything wrong." Be quiet. Just take the treatment. It won't be much longer. Only 3 more injections to go. No, no, please. That's it. Was that too loud?
No comment.
Sorry, was that too loud? Too creepy? All right, my
It was
bad.
rather loud.
Just
That
sorry.
was an angry cat.
I'm sorry.
that wasn't an angry cat. That was, I don't want to hear that in my ears ever again.
I'm going to maybe change my audio so it doesn't do that.
No, well, no, it's probably because it was a combination of you made the same sound as before, except this time you were leaning into your microphone.
That's probably what it was. I probably shouldn't lean into the microphone. All right. Anywho. Yeah, that was a needle in your spine scream.
Me and Zathras went, nope, pulling off our headsets. We're not hearing this.
So you remove yourself from the thing, from like hearing anymore, and all you hear is a whoa, 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 just because sound doesn't travel well through this thick wooden door.
Is the door locked or is it just closed?
Would you care to try? Put your hand on like this weird. It's just what looks to be one of these weird handles. Doesn't. Yeah, it would definitely have a lock.
But would it be locked while there's somebody inside?
Mine. If it's
50-50
one of the locks,
shot?
you can open from the inside. So.
And does anybody want to touch the handle?
I
That I do believe warrants an investigation of whether or not there's magics in it.
I could touch the handle with the end of this shocky rod.
Rocky Rob.
I'm gonna
Shocky
investigate this door
Okay.
for traps. No traps. At least I can't find any. Alright, go ahead. I wouldn't.
Well, I'll trust you. There's no traps. I'm gonna try and open the door.
We only heard one person in there besides the
Yeah.
victim, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Left
why
hand
don't
on
we
door,
wanna-
right hand on battle axe.
I was gonna say, why don't we just knock on the door? There's 3 of us. There's one of them.
I like that
Well,
idea.
More surprised if they don't know.
I
we're
like
coming,
it. Let's knock it.
Let's knock on the door. There's 3 of us, one of them.
The camera cut to you hear the camera like zooms in on the door, and you hear okay, you ready for the next one then?
Knock, knock, knock.
What the you hear footsteps. And then, who is it? Who are you? What do you want? And the door quickly bursts open, and in front of you is elderly looking, wizardly looking man.
Using that.
Charm person. Fantastic.
Hey.
All right. You know what? Let's do my roll. First roll of the day for
Hey, old friend. It's been a long time. You got some of the wine ready?
What?
You promised me a cup of wine.
I did?
Yeah, last time we met,
Oh.
you said you owe me one.
Yeah. Sure, of course. I'm sorry. I was in the middle. I'm right in the middle of experimenting on him. You know what? He could wait.
What were you doing with him anyway?
Oh, I thought I told you before. No.
No, not this one in particular. You told me about the girl with the long hair.
We got the new sample. We got this new sample in. We're trying to the new sample and seeing how he reacts to it. So far, not so good. I don't think it works really well on halflings. And now, come look at what we got here. And he brings you in. He rolled terribly. I mean, 7's not really good at all. Where's your friends?
These are my bodyguards. This is Zathras, and that's
Don't
Matt.
give them our real names, you.
Hey, Zathras. Hey, Maya.
You're
And
in the
you can
system.
now
Who
you can
cares?
see inside. It's there's like glow again those the moon crystals, but they're there for glow and they're pulsing brightly to illuminate this entire area.
Which name do I give to Zathras and Maya?
Oh, are you asking me what my name is?
Yeah. I'm asking you what name should I tell them?
Oh. Dr. Zantur.
Okay, full name then. Okay. Yeah.
All right, let me write it down on the.
It's his name from now on. Oh, okay, I spelled it wrong.
Zantur.
Yeah. Here, it's a torture chamber. I mean, but it's a medical torture chamber. There's tables, 3-4 tables with. On the ground, there's like the tables themselves are. You can see the excess of blood has been spilt over from operating stuff on the ground. It pools and goes into this little corner where it just goes into a little sinkhole and drips in there. Against the walls is all this experimental equipment, machines, weird machines, glowing sometimes with sparks, sometimes with needle pricks, sometimes with tubes, and a lot of them with like runic things. Against the other wall, there's cages. There's some are empty. One of them has in the crumpled section like something dark and furry, but not moving. And then this one here is this little against like what seems to be like a chair with straps, and hooked up to his back because he's facing it. Hooked up to his back are these little. His shirt's ripped open, and yes, and sure enough, they're injecting into his spine like these big old tubes of things, and you could see like. In Dr. Zantura's hand is like, I was just about to inject him again. Would you like to see? And he reaches back and behind where this little dude is, and he's like, "No, what are you doing? Don't let him do that!" And he's about to do that evil scream again as he's like positions and then starts putting the needle in just on his spine, and just pushes in with a loud crunch, and you can hear him go, "Ah!" And he pushes the plunger in, and the liquid just spills. The liquid itself is this bright greenish gobbly thing, almost like it's almost fluorescent green. If you could put Mountain Dew in a syringe and make it glow in the dark even more, that's what's being injected into this
Even
little
more.
halfling spine.
More. Oh, I love that.
Okay.
and he pulls it out, and
Radioactive Mountain Dew.
you could see like bruising and like the stuff as soon as it enters his body, like the blood, like it courses through his veins and then slowly disappears into him, and this poor little halfling is just being tortured, and it's just, and there's one more to go, and you can see him, and he's not.
Dr. Xanther, you said you were supplied with these new drugs that you were going to try on him. Who's supplying them to you?
I don't have a name for that.
Carlos doesn't have a name, or Dr. Xanther doesn't have a name?
I don't have a name for the Carlos.
Yeah,
doesn't have a
the
name for
character
that.
doesn't have a name for it. He just got the supplies and he's just applying them.
You surprise me. Let's think of something evil. How about you cut?
Was it Racklon? I don't know. Just
Cut.
inventing.
All right. I don't
It's
know. What
the
should we do here?
virus.
When you
T
get the
virus.
writers, we're asking the writers. Hey, let's workshop this. I need something
It's Q
evil
virus.
sounding.
It's Q
No,
virus.
the most evil name
T-virus.
imaginable.
I was saying T virus. Someone went to Q virus.
Frog
Tiberius.
scanner.
Frog scanner. Oh, and he's fluorescent green, at least in my chat he is. Oh no.
Actually,
It's always Ferraro, but there you go.
We could be turning them into monstrous frogs. That would be kind of a cool thing. Ooh. Ideas.
Well, I do
well,
think
of
this.
course.
I do think
Dr.
this is an
Zinni.
excellent opportunity to end the session.
I was going to say something.
Oh,
I was
okay.
going to say we could call it Farago.
Farago.
Combining both of their names.
Or Wooster's thinking. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that this revelation here is like, I get my supplies from. You'll see. You'll
Yes.
find out next episode.
This is actually a perfect opportunity for that. In fact, all right. Cut back to, and he holds out the big needle, and it's dripping like the little fluorescent green stuff. This new batch, that's provided by. We'll find out next time.
Okay, and the
For the big
name is. You
You
can
have a week to
submit
come up with a new
suggestion for this in our Discord chat. You can give us suggestions. We'll go through them, and Carlos will choose whichever sounds the evilest.
Yeah,
To him.
We'll put it up there. I like this. I'm into this.
Dr.
I'm into
Evil,
this.
yes, of course.
Dr. Evil.
It could be Dr. Evil there.
Doc.
I put mine in the lobby.
I like
There.
it.
Yeah.
Frog Roro. That's a pretty evil name.
Yes to all of them. Froggy, yes to all of them.
Well,
No.
thank you for joining me so far. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm surprised there wasn't combat. I was prepared for that. This
Yeah,
was
me too.
completely pulled out of my butt. Nothing. I mean, we had zero plan. I had a semblance of an idea.
This
And
whole thing came up like an hour before stream. So
Yeah, an hour before stream, we found out that there was a COVID thing going on with one of our players. He doesn't yet have confirmed COVID, but we know that he has been, what's the word?
Exposed
Exposed to a person with confirmed COVID.
I wish people would expose themselves more to me.
With
okay,
COVID.
just a sec. I'll take my shirt off now.
I'm kidding.
Carlos?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Sorry. That was a bad joke. All right.
That's when we take a break. Bye.
I-
No one sees.
All right. Put on the panda tags. Yeah,
Oh.
there we go.
What is the name of this mini campaign?
I honestly thought it was going to be a one shot, so I didn't even come up
I
with a name.
forgot to mention to you that it's gonna be a 3-session log. That's on me. That's on me because
Good one,
the
Froggy.
information came to me also in the lounge that he wasn't gonna be for 2 more sessions, and you obviously, I thought you read that, but then again you were busy building up this session.
Yeah. And cooking breakfast and doing yoga and all the stuff that I do every morning.
Carlos's games always
s-
inspire me. This is good and a bad thing.
And all I did
Pediments.
this morning was dye my hair and cut it. That's all I did.
Why would people kill their own hair?
Well, thank you, Froggy. I appreciate you.
Okay, coloring. I had recolored my hair.
Oh, you did? I don't notice a
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah, it died.
Hello, my roots are redone,
Okay.
and I actually cut my hair.
I have only colored my hair once. En dit was voor carnaval in Cologne.
I did it twice.
I had
Both
highlights.
in springtime, just before I was going to cut it all off anyway for the summer. Once I went and got it dyed red and it became orange.
Hmm.
And once I got it dyed blonde and it became yellow.
Yeah.
So I gave up on both of those.
Yeah.
Okay,
Froggy
I'm
actually
gonna
has seen me with my colored hair. A secret.
What is it? Actually, I'm gonna put it in the lounge for the guys, and I can actually show my natural hair color.
Uh-oh.
In the lounge.
Yeah, the lounge. The boys in there are gonna get.
I did
the
send
real
you a
treat.
picture, Froggy.
That was too big. Lie.
Did I?
hmm.
Did I dye my hair for a lamp as well? I don't remember that one.
What was that?
You're a Jewish doctor. Okay.
Oh, right, that one. Yeah, I did. Forgot that I used dye on that one. Yeah, you remember some things. I remember the game itself. I just don't remember my hair color. I pay so little attention to that.
You have to remember all the reasons that you had used to die for.
Oh boy.
Get it? To die for.
On that note, today is to die for day. It's the second of the 4th month. Second day of 4th month.
There we go,
2D4.
But none
There
of
you
them are
go.
wearing tutus for the year.
Oh, I forgot to mention that it was a special day. God dang it. Then again, I only realized it
We had a lot.
today.
We had a lot
like,
on our.
hey, wait a minute. 2D4. Second day of 4th. Ah!
We did have a lot on our plate today, so it's understandable. I really like the choices and decisions you made.
There you
That
guys
was-
go.
That was some good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I just had a flashback to me
I've
playing the
seen that
Jewish
picture
doctor.
before.
I remember it's being one of those intrigue LARPs. Like there was a lot of people trying to do intrigue, and for some reason, the local secret police had in their minds that my doctor character had inside information on something. So my doctor character had them draft up an agreement that, okay, I get full immunity for all the information I have. So they signed it. I got a copy of it. Sent it to my had it sent to my lawyer in game officially, and once it was there, I was like, yeah, here's all my information. Empty paper.
I don't know anything.
I didn't know shit about that guy.
Fantastic.
It was funny. Fun fact: the guy who played played the secret police is a friend of mine, and just got promoted to a leadership role in one of the largest unions in my country.
Wow, nice.
So I got connections in real life.
There you go.
Posting on my friends. Come on.
And that's how you got immunity. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Anyways,
By the way,
enough
Sarah, I
about
like the
my
hair.
LARPing career.
What about me?
I like the hair.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh, I
it
didn't
is
see it.
nice, even though I can't see difference, but it has always been nice.
No,
You
I meant
can't-
on the
you-
stream, the red,
The red color.
the almost orange as
actually,
Carlos's
the-
shirt.
No, do not.
So, yes, Froggy. So this is gonna be still for the next 2 sessions at minimum because that's how long John says he's gonna be busy. So we're gonna keep this
Wow.
going. Hopefully, only 2 more sessions, and then we're gonna return to Stargate Corporation. Maybe. We'll see.
Think of all the
And-
think of all the time that's going by, and all the aliens are getting closer and closer and closer. And no, Dad, we won't worry about that.
And it'll be better because now I'll have prepped. I'll be prepped. I'll
gonna
have
have
names that I want
Uh,
to pull out of the
Carlos,
out of my
we know
head.
you. We know that you're just going to forget about this after the session, and then 2 hours before the session next week. Oh right, I was supposed to get prepped.
That's not how I am.
Oh,
I do
okay.
I do a lot of prep work. I watch movies. I think about it. I think scenarios, and then I should do a lot of prep work. I just don't do any
Okay.
work.
Right. So I guess it's time for the traditional.
Oh,
Say it in chat.
Just a second.
Bo-
I gotta say
wait,
it in
wait, let's
chat.
prepare,
Wait,
let's
wait,
prepare,
wait,
let's
wait.
prepare.
Say it in
Go.
chat.
Bonus nachos, everybody. Let's add our bonus nachos.
Bonus
Yay.
nachos.
Oh, the bonus nachos before.
Oh my god.
Since we have it, we might as well use it.
What's Vo Hi Yo?